Hey folks, in the previous video I mentioned that doula is a one-stop shop solution. So we've covered formation, timelines, we've covered the process, we've covered banking, we set you up in the US, we also provide you with a registered agent service, a virtual business address with a mailbox, mail scanning service, all of that. Now, let's say you're set up in, like we've set you up correctly in the US, like we do that for hundreds of founders, and now it's time to run your business. Let's say you start having some transactions, you're getting some you get revenue and money in. What are the ongoing compliances to keep the company compliant? Okay, so there are four compliances mainly. Okay, the first compliance is called a beneficial owner information filing. This compliance is due within 90 days of company incorporation. So this is something that Dula takes care of on our total compliance plan. Apart from this, we also have bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is another compliance. You have to maintain periodic bookkeeping for the transactions that your company is doing for the US company separately. So we have a bookkeeping and invoicing tool available inside of the Doula dashboard. Just to give you a quick overview, if you see, we have a separate books tab here. Again, this is just my account, so it's not there, but there is Doula books and Doula invoicing as well. So there is a separate invoice center, income center, expense center. So you can do your bookkeeping very easily. You just have to sync your bank account with Doula Books. All your banking transactions show up in Doula Books. You categorize them and complete your bookkeeping very easily. You can invoice clients directly. You can set up your invoicing rules and you can invoice clients directly from Doula invoicing as well. Plus, you can set up automatic payment payment reminders in case they don't pay on time. So you don't have to follow up with them. It's automatic, and you can do all sorts of different things like you can manually mark invoices as paid, unpaid, partly paid, etc. So we give you the financial management tools as well as the bookkeeping inside of the Doula dashboard. Because bookkeeping is like the basis for the for filing out your tax returns correctly. Like, even though I'll cover the taxation very soon in this or the next video. But the point is that every US company has to do these compliances, and when you do the compliances, means you have to file these reports. Numbers are added to these reports. Where do these accurate numbers come from? The accurate numbers will come from your bookkeeping records. The bookkeeping is basically the basis of accurate and complete tax filings. So it's super important. Even though some of the folks have a confusion whether it's required to be done or not, I would say 100% required and recommended. So yeah, the first compliance we covered was the BOI filing, or a beneficial owner information filing, which is due within 90 days of company incorporation. Second is the bookkeeping compliance, which has to be done every periodically. So once a week, once in 15 days, once in 30 days, depending on your volume. The third compliance is your state compliance. So whichever state you register in, you have to do a state compliance there. So if let's talk about Wyoming specifically, because we covered that in the first video. So Wyoming, every year, on the first of your or no, before the first of your anniversary month, you have to file an annual report, and you have to pay a state fees. Again, don't worry about it. If you're on the total compliance plan, Dula will remind you and take care of the compliance for you, so no stress. And the last compliance, or the fourth compliance, is your company's corporate or federal tax return, which is due by 15th of March or 15th of April, after the end of the year. Right, so these are the four compliances that every US company needs to do mandatorily. Even if, let's say, you don't have the volume. What I would say is that it does not matter what the volume of your company usually is. You could be doing like $10,000 per month, or $100,000 a month. All of these four compliances become mandatory the moment you register a company in the US. And we have the total compliance plan at Dula, the all-in-one plan, which is the total compliance plan, and that's where we take care of everything for you. So this is like a the total compliance plan is like the stress-free version, where for right from registration to bookkeeping to compliances, we include everything. Now, like while I mentioned bookkeeping and tax filing compliances, there are some additional benefits that you also get as part of the total compliance plan, which is you get a dedicated account manager or a single point of contact. Okay, so you just have to deal with one person at Dula. You can ask all your questions to them. You can ask them for updates, and they'll coordinate internally with the teams and get back to you. And we also give you tax support and a CPA consultation. We have an in-house CPA at Dula, and you can always book a CPA consultation. We have a separate tax for tab for taxes. Um, we have a calculator as well that runs down to the beginning of the tax season. And while this is a paid consultation, this is of a CPA JIV. And if you want to if you're on the total compliance plan, you'll not see a purchase button. You'll see a book a meeting button here. So you'll be able to book a meeting with our CPA. It's a one-on-one meeting. It's not a webinar. It's not a seminar. It's just you and the CPA, and you can ask any questions you like. You can deep dive into any tax questions that you have. So we basically cover everything that you need to run the company compliantly as well, year over year, in the total compliance plan. In the next video, I'm going to cover up how dropshipping taxes work in the US. So watch out for the next video.